Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Today, I want to start out by giving a big shout out to one of my subscribers, Bernie S. He says, hey Ash, great video. Thank you, Bernie. Appreciate that, man. Notice that you have a 60 Ghostborn in your vault. Can you please do a guide on him? Thanks, and keep up the good work. Well, thank you again, Bernie. I appreciate that, man. If you guys have a request on a champion that you see in my vault or elsewhere, go ahead and take a look right now at who I have right now. Go ahead and let me know. I usually only do guides on champions that I actually have, at least to start out here on the channel, because I like to actually play these champions, test them out, because you just understand nuances when you actually have a champion that you use for a while, doing a review, rather than just doing one on somebody you don't have and kind of hypothetically mentioning where they're best used, and using kind of your educated guesses. So for those reasons, go ahead and take a look here and let me know. I actually don't have Ghostborn in my vault. I'm lucky or unlucky enough to have 2 Ghostborns, so I have one level 50 in the vault, and I have my main one, which I actually use in Spiders 20. He's part of my Spiders 20 main team. Now, when you talk about Ghostborn, Dark Elf, Spirit Affinity, he is a champion that you want to gear, maybe build a little bit differently, whether you will use him for Arena, which he's great in, or if you use him for Dungeons, which he's really good in as well. Now, the thing about Ghostborn is he is not like an SS tier legendary champion. If you look at legendary champion ranking videos, you'll never see Ghostborn in the top 5, seldom in the top 10 either, but he's really, really good, okay? And it's mainly because of one ability, Ancestral Spirits, which Ghostborn is absolutely known for. It's a unique ability because it's the only ability in the game, to my knowledge, unless I'm missing somebody, that has both an increase attack AoE for all your allies and a debuff decrease defense AoE on all the enemies on the same ability. That's great, okay? So let's go ahead and talk about his skills first, then we'll kind of move on to where we use him, and we'll test him out in Spiders 20 and the Arena as well, okay? So Energy Bolt is A1, has a 100% chance when booked. This is a champion that you'll want to book. So in that regard, he's rather expensive. So, minus points for being an expensive champion to actually upgrade and invest in, but still his hit's pretty unique and awesome. So when booked, 100% chance of placing that 60% decreased defense for 2 turns on the A1, which is helpful because the A3, his other decreased defense ability, is a 4-turn when booked for only 2 turns on the debuffs. On the Petrify, his A2, AoE attacks all the enemies. When booked, 100% chance to land that heal reduction debuff, and it can be booked down to a 3-turn on this. Now, I should note as we go into the Ancestral Spirits, the big money ability for Ghostborn, I should note here that he is not a nuker per se. He can put out really respectable damage, and that's what kind of keeps him from being real S tier. Like if he was landing these huge nukes and had this ability, he would be OP, but he doesn't. He puts out respectable damage. He scales pretty nicely. I should mention that his Petrify does scale on attack and speed, but he's not your nuker. You're going to pair him with a nuker, right? And he does the debuff and the increased attack. And here it is. AoE on the Ancestral Spirits, 4-turn cooldown when booked again. 100% chance when booked of placing that 60% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. This debuff cannot be resisted. Another kind of like bonus to him is you don't have to build him with high accuracy, especially when using an Arena, because as long as you land that decreased defense, usually with a Ghostborn nuking team in the Arena, which is not the meta right now, I should add, you're only going 1 or 2 turns. Like usually 2 turns and you're done. You've either lost or won that battle, okay? And then places the increase attack buff 50% on all allies for 2 turns. So that's his money ability. His aura is kind of worthless. Accuracy and faction crypts for Dark Elves. So if you really need somebody, go ahead and use him as your lead for that aura. Let's talk about his masteries here. Because he's landing the increased attack and the decreased defense, you definitely want to go support tree. And where do you want to end up? Lasting Gifts to extend the buff, and of course Master Hexer to have a chance at extending the debuffs. Okay, pretty self-explanatory. Some people go with the Flawless Execution for the increased crit damage. I would advise you guys go offense tree and land on War Master. I figure you can actually do a bit more damage, but of course if you are in Arena, I don't think that Flawless Execution is if you're building him only for Arena, is a bad option per se, but I go War Master. So let's talk about his artifacts here, guys. I have him built in kind of a rather unique way. in case you missed it, I had Hell Hades on for like an hour and 10-minute long video, and he said this is exactly how you're supposed to build your Ghostborn with rather low accuracy, unless you really want to land those the A1 decreased defense. Okay, let me rewind a little bit here. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. He's not the best for clan boss. He doesn't have a poison. He doesn't have any ally support, so he's kind of in an awkward role as a debuffer, increase attacker, but you know, you can do better oftentimes even if you're getting both the increased attack and the decreased defense from 2 different champions. However, if you want to build a team around him for clan boss, he's not worthless, but you will want to get that accuracy up because he has to land the decreased defense on the A1. Does that make sense? So the A1, if you want to use him for clan boss, you need the accuracy to be high because the 4-turn cooldown on the 2-turn decreased defense is not going to cut it. I do not use him for clan boss, thus I will keep my accuracy low and focus on other stats. The main stat that you want to be cognizant of with your Ghostborn is speed. You want him going first almost all the time, because he's going to be your debuffer and your increased attacker, then all your nukers go after that, right? So having a high speed is going to be important, and then you can have the luxury of building him with a higher attack percentage, crit rate, and crit damage as well. So in terms of priorities, a little bit of defense, a little bit of HP to keep him alive is always good, and then you can focus on attack percentage and crit rate after that, crit damage as well. Now with my Ghostborn, I don't have an accuracy banner on him because I like that speed, I guess, and a little bit of defense. You know, this banner is actually pretty good. Despite the attack, throw that out the window, that sucks. But the other stats are good. Speed, great. I don't even have it glyphed right now. But let me see if I can upgrade it with a glyph. Nope, nothing. So anyway, yeah, this is a good banner, right? Speed, defense, and HP, right? It gives him a lot of more kind of sustainability inside the dungeon. So I like the banner, but I could, all things being equal, I'd rather have an accuracy banner on him if I had those substats on an accuracy banner that was available, which I do not. So anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the rest of the stuff. I have a speed set on him. He does really well in a stun set as well, or a daze set if you have gear lying around. You know, he has 2 AoE attacks, so it's not the worst to put him on. I have a speed set and a divine crit rate stat. It's kind of one of those things that I don't use him anywhere except for spiders personally, so the gear is not absolutely perfect. We'll talk about the changes that I would make. I already talked about the banner. All things being equal, I would still put an accuracy banner on him for the dungeons on that A1 and the A2. A speed, again, with some attack percentage. This gear is not the best, but it's not the worst at all. And then more speed. I'm just primarily focusing here on speed. And again, I don't have glyphs on him, maybe on some of his gear. Divine crit rate, I have the crit rate gauntlets on him. Again, I want to get that crit rate close to 100%, so he's putting out some damage on his AoEs, especially for the dungeons, and this is the kind of gear that's really questionable here. I wanted that crit rate to be a little bit higher, give him a little bit more HP, so I went the divine crit rate, and all I had was an attack chest, a base stat attack, but I got a 3 roll on speed, so I went with it. Again, not ideal. Go attack percentage on the chest, or go defense, even better, on the chest if you're having a problem with him dying in dungeons. If you're going just arena, definitely go with attack percentage. If you're going just dungeons, go with defense or HP, okay? Always going to go speed on the boots. These are actually really good boots for him. Has some defense in there, has a lot of HP in there, and has attack percentage. So these are actually perfect boots for Ghostborn. So there you go, guys. That's how I have him built. He's good. He's really solid pretty much everywhere. Arena offense, arena defense, Spider's Den, he's solid. Campaign locations. He's across the board. Clan boss, again, not ideal, but not awful. He's not going to be your nuker. Just keep that in mind. Dragon's Lair, Ice Golem Peak, especially with the decrease or the heal mitigation is great. And even in Fire Knights, where he gets a 3.5, by all means, he is not a Fire Knight specialist. But I've seen people use him in Fire Knights because they just need the defense down and the attack up, and you get it in one package. So you can have success with him even in Fire Knights 20, although he's not ideal in that situation. But if you need him, if you need those 2 combo skills, go ahead and use them there. So let's go ahead and take him into, I'll show you where I use him first. I've already mentioned that I use him in Spiders 20. Let's go ahead and start there, guys. So Spiders 20, I should mention that I use him in Spiders 20 in my auto team. So he would not be, or maybe I guess he could be in my manual team, which I have not finished building yet. I need another Cold Heart. So this is all on auto attack. I apologize for kind of the Space Station Gaming on my overlay covering it up, but this is on auto, and you can see it will take like probably 3 minutes. But essentially he's starting out. You can see already the decreased defense on the Spider, an increased attack on all of my nukers, on my Cold Heart, on my Royal Guard. So I'm looking really, really good here, right? It's a solid team, and he can serve this same role. I'm not going to show you him in Ice Golems 20 and Dragons 20 because it doesn't matter. He's doing the same thing. It's all about that ancestral spirits, right? When you talk about Ghostborn. So he's a really cool champion. A lot on the top of a lot of people's wish lists that I talk to just because of the ancestral spirits specifically. So what I'll do here, guys, instead of seeing this all kind of play out before your eyes, I'll fast forward a minute or so and come back at you at the end of this match, or towards the end of this match. All right, guys, here at the end of this one, looks like another hit or two and we will be good to go. But yeah, he's just a really solid piece of any team. And what we're doing here against this Spider too is I already saw his lasting gifts come into play a couple times in terms of extending increased attack buffs on Royal Guard that otherwise would have fallen off. I think on Cold Heart too it happened in this battle. So nothing really to write home about in terms of the ring. And let's go ahead and move on to the arena. All right, guys, let's go ahead and try him out in the arena now. So let's see. Try to pick like a pretty formidable team here. Is this? Yeah, this is, I guess, pretty solid. Actually, no, there's a level 50 there. Let's try to pick a team of, okay, this one's even better. Okay, sweet. So let's go ahead and put him up in for Krutraxa. Where is he? There he is. So you'll see how he kind of interacts with a nuking team. It's going to be super solid, right? And this is actually a bad team for him too, because I have 2 increased attacks, which I do not need. But either way, I think it's going to be pretty easy, right? So we'll land a provoke on, it doesn't even matter. Put it on Duchess, and we don't even land it. It's okay. So check this out. It's going to be Ancestral Spirits, boom. And then we will go get a counterattack there. But now check it out. Increased attack and the decreased defense across the board. The whole team's going to go bye-bye right here. Boom, boom. Everybody almost dead there. Now we can just go on auto. And that's how it works. Like I said, 1 or 2 turns is pretty much all you need. You build your team for speed. You put them with 1 or maybe even 2 nukers and bye-bye, right? Let's go against that other team just for the heck of it. But you'll see it's going to be the similar process. And again, really don't need, I'd rather like Apothecary than a Seeker in this team, so it's not really ideal, but there's a lot of flexibility, right, in a team like this. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to strip the buffs. Really not even ideal having Kymar go second, if I'm totally honest, because he's putting everybody to sleep, and then I'm AoE attacking them anyway. So ideally, I would actually have Ghostborn going ahead of Kymar in this team if I was going to like perfectly Speen-Toot it. But again, it doesn't matter because everybody's going to die as soon as Biggin goes, who's serving the role of my nuker in this team. Let's go ahead and do one more arena battle before ending out this video, guys, because I want to see, I didn't even pay attention to how much damage he was actually putting down himself. Let's see. Trying to pick a team that actually looks pretty decent in terms of at least overall power, and nothing really to write home about here. Let's see. Looks like we're gonna have to go with the, yeah, let's go with that team that we saw up at the top here. Okay. So again, I just want to, it's going to be like easy victory here, but still you'll see how a nuker team works. Now, like I said in the beginning of the video, a nuking team right now is not necessarily like high-end arena meta, but doesn't mean that it can't be effective, right? It can be extremely effective all the way up until platinum. So again, this time we barely even needed Biggin to go. But either way, this is how a nuker team with Ghostborn works. And again, I would really take out that Seeker, really unnecessary, and make Kymar faster. You really want Ghostborn to be going early is what I'm trying to say. Ideally even first in your entire team to land that debuff and then the increased attack, and then you nuke away after that. So guys, that's going to do it for the Ghostborn review. Huge shout out to Bernie again for requesting this. Again, if you guys see a champion you have a champion, you pulled the champion, and you want me to review him. I might even have him in my vault or her, so go ahead and let me know. A new patch on the way soon, so certainly subscribe and stay tuned. I will have all the new champions that I pull and are worthwhile maxing out. I'll have reviews and guides on all the new champs when they come out as soon as the new patch lands. So guys, thank you for watching, and as always, take care, guys.